The mystery of the sun. I got a lamp in front of me that I'm going to close, and you'll be able to see the full context of what happens in the sun. Am I inside of the sun or outside of the sun? It's pretty weird what goes on. Does it have anything to do with the picture that is behind me? If I should take off the picture behind me, same result. I put the picture, if I turn it a little bit on an angle, we can see, but the minute I turn the picture flat, you can't see anything at all. You see the picture. You see the picture out of the sun? See what's going on in this brilliant picture? This is a fantastic picture. You have to have imagination to see what's inside of here. There's all kinds of stuff going inside of here. I just love it. I just love it. There's just so much going on inside this picture. Just want to mention one thing, and it's about the rabbit. And the rabbit goes this way. It has its two hind feet. Okay, and sorry, it's got its two hind feet. I'm gonna have to point this down. I just lost it. It's got its tail, and then its two hind feet, made up of double cubes. Whoa. Well, I'm losing my cubes on the floor, so I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Okay, where's my light? Did my light just go out? Yeah. Okay. So here's the rabbit. Okay, so I set up two front legs for the rabbit. Just press these down here if I can get them down here. Okay, then now what I do is these are the front legs, and I go and these are the hind legs. We have to set up this springing motion on the hind legs. This is what's happening. See what's happening when two squares meet the flat earth? Somehow that's why they call it the arch, which is noted to be the H. We have to understand what H and R, the heavens of the birth. So this would be the back feet. And then what would happen next is you would have the hop, skip, and jump, but with that you would have the front feet, the back feet, and then the tail that is over here. So why do we have to have double cubes? Because the rabbit's feet actually go, here's the back feet, and here's the front feet, and here's the tail. So the tail is in the 5th position. If we were categorizing this based on, let me see, 2 areas and 1 single area and 2 areas, and then no space for the front paws, or here and a line for the back legs. No, sorry, let me not do it this way. It would be here and like, right, and the back legs, and then it would be here and the back legs, and then is the tail right on the back of the back legs when he's sitting, or is the tail over here? Where's that tail? Where's that tail? To fix the tail wherever it is, to keep it between, the tail is right here where X marks the spot. So this is your, if you want to look at it this way, if we're going to do it that way, we'll do that, and we'll put the tail over here. If he sits back, when he sits up, he sits on his hind legs. So we'd have the tail, and yeah, we're just going to do the tail, like if we want to really find the tail, then we tail it up like that by putting 2 X's to create. Anyways, this has to do with the rabbit, and that is number 52. Okay, you see we have the 29 IT system, we have the 229, and we have the 218. This is very interesting because this is the AH and this is the BI. Everybody knows we count 1 up to 8, and then we count 9 all the way down to 2B. And what I'm actually doing is, you see, when life begins, 1 and 2 equals to what is 3. Let's stop there, right? And how can I explain this? How do I explain this? 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 plus 3 equals to 5. 2 times 3 equals to 6. So I'm trying to figure out how to explain that what happens in this situation, in the second situation. Let me dissolve this for a minute. What's happening in this situation is, here's the result. This answer was in the multiple world. This answer was in the addition world. Right? 3 to the power of 2 equals to 9. 2 to the power of 3 equals to 8. So since we went into the 3 world, here we went into the 2 world, here we go B all the way to 9, here we go A all the way to 8, in which inverts into C all the way to 8, in which takes A and B and add 2 to the cycle. How can I explain this? Because it works out. How do we create this? 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals to 8 equals to 9, or 2 to the power of 3 and 3 to the power of 2. Is this a mathematical equation? Why does it do it? Why? Two numbers all the way. If I went from 1 to 9, I will have 2, 8, 3, 6, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, did I get that right? No, 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 no. I will have 3, 7, and I will have 4, 6. So I will have a point to a pyramid. In this, I run with this scenario here, and with this, okay, I am going to do it smaller, okay, 3, and then 8, and then 4, and then 7, and 5, and then 6. So one world, okay, connecting both worlds through 5 and 6. So this is the actual setup. This is actually telling you of all of life, which is all of the 9s, but the only real 9, okay, with 9 is 1 and 8, 9, 4 and 5, 9. But in the 9, you can only look at the single dot. Single dot. And it shows up on 1, 3, and 5. And Maya's my phone. Something is buzzing. Give me a second to stop this. Wow, you should hear him running upstairs. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Enjoy. Have fun, kids. But know what's happening. So you saw what happened to the rabbit roller. The rabbit roller. Now, here's a question. If this was the pole, like the barber's pole, we see the bowl is turning around. But if the pole is turning around, but this is not moving, this has to be somewhere. What is balance? What does balance mean? What does balance mean? You ever think of the zodiac? I'm going to jump off a little bit and talk about a little bit about balance. Just 1 second. Does balance mean to you? Does balance mean to you that you know my understanding or perception of balance can be found in something to do with mathematics online, how they teach how to balance, separating weights and numbers, different letters, and rebalancing and showing you how balance works. It's amazing. I mean, I'm amazed. I'm amazed, and I can't explain to you why, because I know there's a function within my mind that I can put that actuality to for in this world, and to order to, you know, sometimes you say, well, where's the water going to fall? It's going to fall over there. But wait, we didn't tell you there's moving parts. And the wheelbarrows just, or the barrels just keep tilting over to this side, and then it backs up a little bit. Because when something backs up and tilts to the side, there's a little weight holding you down. See, we're on this planet, and what everybody thinks is actual gravity is actually the energy poles that are, I don't know if they shift, they move, if they're being forced possibly by what element would force it. Was life made to be this way so that we can slow down our own energies, our own polarity, to know the extension of the Libra, the free arm, the balance, the science of balancing things? The only way, really, I believe, to balance something is to know the extremities of every aspect of reality. And imagine both sides of everything, even if you can't. What you don't know, you must somehow fabricate to know something that nobody knows, that maybe somebody knows, and now you know, if you watch what everybody says, that they know about this actuality. And so that's why when you know about all these things, you can call it a judgment and read it from a book. And then the Wallers come in. Who are the Wallers? The Wallers are the lawyers. They come in and they read to a judge judgment one, black and white, turning it into gray, the old gray elephant that's spraying the water into the air to cool his or her small little pea brain, in which I call the microprocessor, because you must take judgment on the two parts of the story and recreate your own interior understanding of the reality that was presented before you on both sides, turning one story from both sides into two more stories, equaling to now 6 that you have judged together that nobody else knows at the moment. So whatever and nobody else knows of what you know as 6 is going to mean more to them, because they're going to now know what you know of the stories they told you. So the one story they told you, that you turned their one story into 2 divided stories of one story, and 2 divided stories of one story, equaling to 6. And they will show each gentleman the undivided stories of each 2 and 2 into 1 and 1, equaling to 4 and 4, equaling to 8 and 6, the division of the judgment of the 7th gate. Did you understand that? I'll repeat it again. In fact, I'll write it down on paper. Here is the judge. Here is the elephant. Here is the skunk. We have the black. We have the white. And we have what is the gray, the pink, and the red, and the prime. The prime known that red is one of 3 prime colors, in which in Rubik's Cube we have yellow, white, we have red versus orange, and we have what is blue versus what is green. And I'm just going to be guessing, right, because it's the only one left, which is green. So where were we in this? Yes. So why is pink an added color? Because these are the rare colors that when white is involved, the color changes its name. It's not a blackish black, or it's not a whitish black, but it becomes a complete new word, and so does pink with white. None of them say, usually they'll say soft colors, soft words. In French, they go pale. They always say pale. So we're going to jump off to this onto Rubik's Cube, onto pink and gray, and we have the elephant, and the elephant we have the microprocessor. And we have the judge making judgment on the story, on story 1, story A, and B. We're going to call it A and B, although I really don't like to look at it that way. I'd rather say it's A and A equaling to what is B, the divided story, right? But we're not going to do it that way right now. So here's a story and here's a story. Here's one over here and one over here, and the judge gets to see this story. So once the judge sees this story, he sees the story as he gets it, and he divides that story into 2. And then he takes this story over here, and he divides that story by 2. And now he gives it back to A and B. The judge will now give back this and this story to him, and this and this story, his story, back to him. At the same time, when he tells him or her, he tells her. So the total is 4 more stories. So this one gets 4 plus the story told, and this one gets 4 plus the story told. Now this judge only heard 2 stories. But through judgment, those 2 stories turn into 7 more stories of one judgment, making the gate open and close for the altar of the realities of the story. 1 and 1 given to 1. 1 and 1 given both to 1. 1, 1 and 1, 6, 6, and 6. Just going to have a little bit, I think I'm going to stop this video. There's so many things going on to the reality in creation of and in games related to creation. I'm going to get back in a video to start this out. And we also have to know it even goes into horse racing, the colors. And it's ironic what 2 and 3 do together. What 2 and 3 do together, it is ironic. The W, the 23rd hour. Number 11 is what creates. Number 11 is what creates. Number 11 is S and T. It is for first. Number 23 is fifth. It is what is, hold on a second. Give me a second. I'm thinking. I don't want to mix up 2 stories here. 11 and 23. So 11 is ST. Now, one of the things actually, is it ST? Can I use ST? Yeah, we're going to use STU. The thing about STU is that in U is S and T. S is 1 and T is 2, and you have the U letter, which is the 21st letter. 1, 2, 21. So it's 1221. STU, like in Stu Art, rat. Talking about the spirit time in Saturn. The Saturn rat. Now the reverse of the Saturn rat is Mars. But the thing about that is that I'm always working 1.5 times what is the value of Mars, which equals to 4 times 1.5 equals to 6, equaling to what is the 6th planet. But if life's creation started in Jupiter, we would have to be retroacting everything. So when we retroact from Jupiter, we would go back either to Venus, but yes, we are a Venus life, but we're a Venus life in what is 9, to take away 9, take away 8, take away 7, that means we're back to Saturn again, and it just makes too much sense. And one of the poles could be that Mercury is one of the poles and Pluto is the other pole. But according to the calculator, the 9-1 area lives in the center of what is 5, in the heart of what is supposed to be Jupiter. But if Jupiter was inside the center, everybody would just be on the surface of what was it. So you would have Jupiter 9 on the outside value. And by the time you came to the inside value 5, as you get to 5, everything is inside of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you were spiraling it, your spiral begins to come inside at 5. And then from 5, it goes over to 10. It's 15 inside of Mars. And then it's 11 when you get down to 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals to 15. Take away the 5, you're down to 10. 10 is in number 4, DJ. You take away the 4, you're over to 6. 6 is in number 3. You take away 3, you're over to 2, equaling to 3, 2 and 3. And then you take away the 2, you're over to 1. And then we begin once more. So let me get back to the, did we use the full judgment yet? Did I show you the full numbers? Let me take a look. Yes, we did. We did the full numbers of judgment. Prime numbers and colors that mix up. We went to Rubik's Cube because every color has a word. Every word is made with letters. Every letter has a position in the alphabet. The position in the alphabet and reverse position in the alphabet. And in gematria, you can use the 2 sides of the alphabet or the quarters of the alphabet, counting from the thirds. And one of the numbers that is inside one of the thirds is, I'm not sure if I don't even know if we can count it, because it's 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go 4, 5, 6. No, you can't do it. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you got to go 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, let me just mark that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 7 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8, 7 and 8. If you went 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, I think you can do that. Let me just see this. Okay, this is what we can do. This is what has to be done. It has to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm losing you, right? Too long into the video, I think. This is 5, right? So it got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and this equals to 10. Then we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, in which what we get is 11 and 17 plus 7, equaling to 28 plus 7, equaling to 35. Okay, why did I do all this like this? I had no choice to keep this evenly split up or to split up by 1. This is the Earth rotation. This is the Mars rotation. Starting off after 10 is with 15 with Mars, 21, and then all of a sudden 28 the gateway, 36 to the birth, 45 through the foxhole. So then we would get, what would our next rotation be through the letters? Then it would be 10, 11, 12, and 13. And then we would start over again. So this rotation would be A, B, C, D. And this would be one part. And then what would happen next? The next part would be E, F, G, F, E. Whoop, I should have extended that a little bit more. And then this would be the next part. And the last part would be, sorry, I didn't want to put FE. Yeah, we can put FE, but I rather just show the true alphabet. It changes the numbers. H, I, J, K, L, M. So this is what it would look like. So now If you want to continue this, let me see, was this the right way to do it? Or was I supposed to go up? Anyways, something like this. I messed it all up, right? Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So why do we have an intense exchange between this? Opening and closing of a door. Here is a V relevant to what is 5. So anyways, so what we have is we have 13 here and we have 13 here, and it goes 4, 5. Let me see it. Yes, it goes 4, 5, 4, 4, 5, 4. This is the alphabet setup, and it's what it's doing. It's going Sun Fox, 54, 45, 99, creation of the high Venus of Q inside the gateway of B. Q in the gate side of B's creation. Know what 18 is. Divided house by the gateway. 286, the cycle to the gate. 13, 28. Man, 169. 13 by 13, 169 plus 26 equals to 195. The spirit in the E world, A, E, and I, here and here. You know, there's certain words, if I remove the ing in this word, I would have 11 and 7, 14, and 9. And this ing, 7, 14, 9, is a gateway. So when you add 19 onto a word, it's talking about Venus. It's talking about the 7th gate pole to the 14 ring of the 9 birth. A, B, C, D. Leaving home plate, coming up to bat, your end result is RBI RC, runs scored, 18 and 3. You had 1 day of rest on a cube. So anyways, I'm going to end this video. It went way, way, way longer than it should have. There are so many bits and pieces for putting things, just writing out, is this a glossary? Is this like, these are my tools. So every equation becomes a new equational tool for putting together a situation, so the situation comes together, and then you can use it for anything. But you have to be able to use it. You have to find a place you can use it. Once you can use it, it becomes an equation. I don't care what you call it. An equation's an equation. 1 times 1. What if I have to go 1 times 1 6 times? Well, then you'll have to do everything 1 times 1 6 times and see where everything ends up. Then you know their difference. You know the difference on every single level of what happens with every single number, as long as you know what you're doing with the numbers, and that we all, the majority of people, know that in most situations, for a better understanding, if you give me 1, then I should have at least 1 in my hand if I didn't start with any at all. For those who know music, for those who know the vibrations, and they take it in and it's just so much to them, but they can't explain it. I can show it to you in words, show you the separation, show you the divinity of why the word is so harmonic with those who can see the arts, those who can feel the vibration with their eyes closed, with those who know how to ingest and receive another's words without counteracting to the story of another, because it's just a story. But you can counter the story by saying how you understand and see that story, but don't contradict the story, because you cannot change a story of another. It will always remain
their story. You can only interject and say, not while their story is not good, why you don't understand and how you see different because of your thinking. Raphael, 72, 86 in a constellation of Pegasus. Why people are cold and what it means to adjust and how to adjust. Sometimes you can't even get into the words before there is interference without expression. Thank you for watching this video.